Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Raw is on main event. Bianca, Jade Cargill taking on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Ooh, and we got some SmackDown. We got some SmackDown people in the building as Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax have made this. That's a good match. Oh, and Nia Jax with the Samoan drop on the apron to Jade Cargill. That's a good tag team match. I'm not gonna lie. Hey yo, we see you, Daddy Hunter, Big Bando. We see you. Oh, almost walked away with a 3 count. Almost walked away with a 3 count. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought that was about to be it. Tiffany Stratton distracting the ref, and who is this, Naomi? Oh, you got SmackDown in the building. How coincidental? As we're leading up to Survivor Series, the other brand is coming on. Naomi celebrate with the back cracker from Liv. The girls getting it in tonight. They kind of ain't gonna hold you. They kind of holding it down right now for Raw. Oh, kick to the gut. Who's behind his mic screen? I wonder. Not yeah, Nia's a menace. Let's go. Bianca got Liv. Bang! Bianca, what we gonna get? We gonna get a 3 count? I ain't think that was about to happen, y'all. Bianca pins Liv. Oh, and Nia Jax takes them both out. Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up? NF. You see what he's? Oh, I'm kind of hyped right now. I think the women holding it down all the way entirely. Um, and Nia Jax. She about to give Jade the business. And here comes the yo Scott. I what- yo Ashley, how you can live without Nia? Nia is a great heel. Oh, oh. Damage control is in the building. Damage control is in the building. Tiffany Stratton getting laid out. Yo. In the words of JR, it's pandemonium. I like it. I like it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You hyped though. Raquel Diesel, y'all. She in the building. And they couldn't get her out they got her out the ring there. Oh, it's a lot going on. Naomi kicking. Yo, it's a lot. It's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. Yikes. Double suplex on Nia. It can Bianca and Bianca he got it off. Woo! With the double kip up. With the double kip up. Oh, we gotta get that. Yo, go back to that. Yeah, let me get a screenshot. Yo, we looking like we might get some war games out of this. Maybe, possibly, potentially, hopefully, maybe, assumably. Liv Morgan got pinned though. She ate the L. That's a nasty little team. Io Sky, Naomi, Jade, and Bianca. That's a nasty little foursome. And just like that, Raw is off the air. What we talking about? What we looking like? Is it a good Raw? Is it bad Raw? Yeah, that's a. I don't think Instagram going. I think Instagram is all gonna be asked out tonight, y'all. Instagram is tripping. It won't even let me click it. Click it. Click it. It ain't happening. But yeah. What were your thoughts on Raw? Let's go. Let's go. A lot of moving parts. Seth Rollins and the monster Big Bronson Reed. They ain't done. Thought they might have been done. Thought they might be pushing past to get it to Survivor Series. Nah, they want to fight. They want to fight ASAP. Um, the bloodline situation looking crazy. Carrying Cross Final Testament. Are we finally gonna get a PLE match with the Wyatt Six? Potentially, possibly, hopefully, hypothetically speaking, if it happens, it happens. War Games, Survivor Series. It looks like we can get, you know, yeah, Bug, yo, that woman's War Game setup is nasty. Because on the other side of the ring, you got Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Liv, and Raquel. Is that how that could be? With Tiffany Stratton being on that side, if one of them girls get pinned or they're one of the last ones left, she could come out, take an easy L in the beginning or walk out, get counted out, come back at the end and cash in on somebody who got dropped, pinned, defeated, back on the back, looking up at the lights. So the fact that the women have held out on their money in the bank always makes this a potential. It always is going to add levels, to what they always have that potential possibility of a cash in. Simple. What up? What up? What up?
Just hydrating real quick because we got a lot to talk about. What's
Wow.
up, HP?
What up? What up? What up? We in the building. We in the
Yeah,
building.
yeah, 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 yeah. What's up?
Yeah. I was just talking about how this main event ended. It's looking crazy. It's looking crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, women combining SmackDown, Raw. There's a lot of back and forth with the. You know what I mean? Are you siding SmackDown stars with Raw stars and making?
There's no more separate brands. WWE is one big show now, and that includes NXT. Because for months
I
we've
mean,
been seeing main roster stars go down to NXT. And we talking all the way up to the CM Punks and John Cena's, more recently Randy Orton. You know what I'm saying? So
mm, mm. I think though I don't know if they're gonna pull all them NXTs, but you never know. We saw Jakara and Lash on Crown Jewel, so I can't call it, and they showed out. You know,
they had a great PLE debut. Like that was
yeah,
the perfect spot for them.
100%,
With
100%.
with almost a month and a half build because they were, you know what I'm saying, build. They had a build to it. So
I think I think WWE right now is in a good place and a bad place. Good place because you're moving forward, you're getting storylines, you're drawing eyes, money's coming in. That's always a great thing. The problem can be, what's next, right? Like,
this
y-
Netflix thing is either gonna be a good problem, like you say, or it's gonna be a problem because they want it all.
yeah, I seen they asking for Cody, Roman, and
Maybe that's why they're kind
CM
of
Punk.
blurring the lines between all the brands because now it wouldn't be a big deal if you did have all these superstars sharing space.
Yeah, 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 that's the best way to say it because Netflix is your draw. You can't really tell Netflix no because you're, Lux said it. You're in a privileged position to learn a thing or two.
Oh, that
When
deal
you
is
go to
done.
Netflix, no, yeah, it's done, but you can't. It's gonna be hard to tell somebody no when they put a product out in front of 80% of the globe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The
eighty
deal is
percent.
done. They're going to get what they want. That's
Yeah, 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 yeah. You can't tell them boys no. You
no,
might be able to tell your boss no, but I'm telling you right now, if Elon Musk or one of them boys came down there, he get what he want. That's what
especially
Netflix
with the the dirt that's being thrown on the WWE from outside things, lawsuits, people jumping in on that. It's WWE is it's a money grab for a lot of people right now. So you don't want to mess up the money and you want to keep everybody happy. That's hey, cost of doing business.
the cost of doing business. I think even with tonight and seeing how they're setting up the women's, I think the women's side potentially has the ability to steal the show. And I say that because tonight I was not expecting to see Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, nor Naomi coming out, right? That adds a crazy because again, if the teams are how they were fighting tonight, then you got Liv and Raquel Diesel, you know what I'm saying, and then Nia Jax with Tiffany Stratton, but Tiffany holds You know what I mean?
Great
If
taste.
one of you two take a ass kicking, I could cash in on y'all and get counted out early in the match, not take no punch. Like mm,
That's
I'm
the
a real
story.
wild card.
That's the story.
That's the story. Then on the other side, Bianca pinning Liv Morgan, where my title shot. Nia Jax going after Jade Cargill directly, it almost sets it up like them two titles might end up with Bianca and Jade, and then you have a Mega Powers Explode situation from a female standpoint. With Tiffany Stratton still chilling, like, yeah, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Tiffy time.
That'll that'll be crazy. And then
That's
Nia and Jade, the match they had, it went to DQ. So
yes.
they
Yes.
got a story there.
Yeah. That was back at King of the Ring quality when, on en route
And
to
see, this is
Queen
my
Nia.
problem with the Bloodline story, right? Everything is into the Bloodline. We just mentioned a bunch of outside stories that you can tie to a big story, not a big story that's not tied to nothing else. Because when Roman was out, SmackDown was terrible. It was hard to sit through.
I got water. I got cucumber, lemon, lime water, you know what I'm saying? With the distilled, slightly chilled. That's all we doing tonight, you know what I'm saying? I got a potential possible deal on the table for something. Hopefully, possibly, hopefully. We ain't gonna speak it on it because I want to speak it
Potentially,
to existence.
possibly, a hot pie,
Possibly,
hopefully.
hopefully, you know what I'm saying? I got a nice little DM, so Mr. Sippable could be a real thing for real, for real. So let's make that happen. But outside of that, uh, I think, like you say, man, the bloodline they spiced it up a little bit tonight. However, like,
They're trying.
yeah, it's just it to me it wasn't as big as what the women had. You went to Seth Rollins, fire, but oh shit. And then you went to Braun Breaker, fire, but oh shit. You know what I mean? Like, what we doing here? Which one of these guys or neither except, where does the final boss come back into play with this? As a fit. Remember, he came out at
See,
Bad Blood.
that's the carrot dangling over the finish line right there. Because do we need it? Do we? People want it because it's Rocky. You're not gonna. Well, they didn't want the WrestleMania match, so I don't know.
I think they wanted it, but they didn't want it the way it was presented. Like all of a sudden, you can't like I love pancakes. You love pancakes, but if I put squash on the plate with pancakes, you're like, what the fuck is this? I can't eat this. You Hey, you want the pancakes? Shut up and eat it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo,
It's
time out, bro. Can't do that. You gotta put the pancakes with the eggs, you know what I'm saying, and whatever else, and you gotta put the squash with like, you know what I'm saying, steak or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be. You can't be mixing and mingling. Cody was the Royal Rumble winner. You just rock. Yeah, step aside, brother. That was bad. That was bad. So
I
I
was
think you're
about
right.
to say something, but I'm not gonna say it. What you thought about tonight's show overall?
Give it an 8. I low key, the end was real strong for me. I like the Bronson Reed, Seth, and rolling into the bloodline. I didn't see Sammy going to ask Seth that at all. Um,
Seth was like,
at
nope,
all. Yeah, yeah,
no.
and then you got Solo like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I would love nothing more than kick his head in. Yeah, but they keep doing these things with Jacob, testing the water, seeing rivalries,
I
making
wouldn't
people
mind
face to
seeing
face.
Brian Breaker in there, and Brian Breaker literally saying, "Hey, they got a loose cannon. I'm a loose cannon. Whatever happens, happens. If one of y'all catch a spear, hey, the price of doing business. I'm just in there to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he just, you know what I'm saying? He a pinball. Anybody, he just, you know what I'm saying? But this would be a real disruptor in the match, which would be cool because that's what he is. Brian Breaker is just go, go, go. But again, like you said, it was probably gonna end up being Cody and Sammy.
To be honest, if they interject Cody Rhodes into this bloodline feud, I'm gonna be extraordinarily pissed.
Who
I feel like
else
it's
could
poor
it be?
writing. Well, that's the thing. They have weird options that they can pull out of the air and make it make sense versus taking a champion because Damian Priest, Gunther, right? That's we've been waiting for that to kind of, but give Cody somebody. Kevin Owens, we just saw him. He took out Randy. There's no timetable for Randy's return. So
which I
that means
hate.
Randy
I hate it. I don't. I hate that. I hate it.
I expect Randy to come back around the Royal Rumble.
Unless
And
Randy gonna
Randy,
go out and keep making War Games returns every year. You know how Brock used to come back at SummerSlam every year? Randy's gonna be the War Game return. Maybe they bring in Punk.
so that could be a possibility too, because that's
I
Paul
think that's
Heyman's.
the only possibility that people would be okay with without a real story coming off of Drew, and it'll give Punk a good position in a return match.
Well, don't forget, Punk had his run-in with Solo's Bloodline. Not too far back, where remember Paul Heyman went to Punk and was like, "Take me with you," and he was scared as hell. And so, if Paul Heyman were to come back because they can't find a fifth, Paul Heyman goes, "I might have a guy for you,"
Unless
and
Heyman just
he's
introduces it at War Games. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul.
and that's how they should do it. I might have a guy for you. Now that leaves people going, "Is Brock coming back? Is CM Punk? Brock CM Punk? Brock CM Punk? Which one is it?" And
I
for
don't
CM
think
Punk,
people necessarily want to see Brock Lesnar these days.
I think they're cool with seeing him. I think people were tired of seeing Roman as champion, and then for
You know, if
6
you
months
bring
they
Brock
chanted his name.
in, he's just a hired gun. So if he comes in and goes away, hey, that's what he does. So that would be cool. But I think Punk, hey, he made his
Punk
return
works
at War
better for you.
Games. So
Punk
Punk,
works better for you because if you bring in Brock, you're looking at Gunther. That's the match people wanted
you hear
before,
that? Shh,
and
they're gonna explode. They're gonna explode. But
they're gonna have a meltdown. But you know what I hate about WWE superstars now? When they bring the old guys back to do what they call like the whole giving them the rub. It's not a rub. You just have them lose every time.
could it be
And
Cena? And this be the part of the return? I mean, the farewell tour.
if it's Cena, you gotta find a tricky way to bring him in where it would make sense.
Just get him on.
It,
Just put him in the ring and let him do it on the mic. Cena could set a matchup with his words. So
I think if you're only gonna give us about 30 matches, I'd rather him not be in the bloodline at all. I'd rather see him get straight up with Roman. I'd rather see him go head up with CM Punk. Uh, Maybe a couple of the new guys, Braun Breaker in particular. I mean, he could. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't be mad at it either because he did interfere in the Bloodline WrestleMania thing, so it kind of does make sense. You had a problem with Solo. You know what I mean? He did come out against Solo trying to take out. So it could work. It could work. I don't, it could work. And people love John Cena right now.
yeah,
So I think it works.
so yeah, man. You want to run through
Rock
the
and Jake.
show? What?
I mean, I didn't really take no notes. I was just into watching it and just like, you know what I'm saying,
Oh, that's fine.
enjoying
It was a solid
enjoying
show
it.
though. I mean, we got again more Judgment Day. Where's this going?
I think it's going to its end. I think they're going to break them up. I think that Finn that he made a slight about I've been champion, I've been in the title picture longer or like you know what I'm saying, something to that effect. Because Finn ain't been in the title picture since he lost that their inaugural
Well,
Universal.
singles title. I mean, he just was tag. So
But that's gonna kill like Finn Balor could have been an all-time great. Maybe not all-time like Rushmore great, but like one of the guys did you say he's a first or second ballot Hall of Famer? Could have had a couple world title runs. He was hella popular, hella over at one point, super over at one point. And he just he just fell. Thank you. I see you in the chat, Miss Awesome Saucy. Appreciate it. Uh
but it's how much of that do we put on wrestlers, and how much of that do we put on the company?
I think at minimum 51% goes on the company because the rest, the Undertaker, I have a high respect for Undertaker, but a lot
Here
of times I hear
we
his
go.
stories and it's
Here
like
we go.
you're just you're just the company guy, which is a good thing. but it never seemed like I never hear too many stories of the Undertaker pushing back. I definitely hear the stories about him being the locker room leader, though. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think his
Um,
position with the wrestlers, and I think Vince and that regime really respected him. And I
yeah,
think
they definitely did.
that's part of the, I mean, it's a job. If your bosses respect you, they're gonna put you in good positions. So then you have people who like R-Truth, who we love R-Truth, right? But he has to make it work. They give him things and he has to make it work.
Yeah.
And think
He,
about the people who have had gimmicks that they could not make work, they could not get over. It's
yeah,
been
you
a
mean
lot of people, once they touch the WWE, they just kind of lose the thing that they had.
Diamond Dallas Page was crazy. Like that was a fumble. Um, Even Sting fumbled. My man came to the WWE went 0-2, broke his neck and dipped.
So
It's
I
like that's
mean,
what happened.
that's the part of it that we don't know. You know, we don't know the conversations, we don't know the negotiations, we don't know. I'm pretty sure Vince and Undertaker been at each other necks.
Oh
You know
yeah, I'm
what I'm
sure.
saying? I'm sure because, but at some point, you know, Taker was just one of the most protected characters and one of the most respected people. Like I've never heard nobody say nothing bad about him, except you know Brock Lesnar
Ever.
putting his jock strap on his hat. But you know,
Except this, right? Most protected star ever, and the one time he needed protection, they didn't protect him, and that was when they had him go out and lose in the streak. I don't give a damn if he did the spinneroonie. You didn't need Brock. Brock is the UFC World Champion.
it did nothing
I
for Brock Lesnar at all.
Nothing. Brock Lesnar could have lost that match, snapped, and did something. Remember when he busted Randy Orton open,
With
all
the elbow,
crazy, and he was
yeah.
leaking? Yeah, you could have did something like that to the Undertaker. Words Undertaker streaks intact, but man, I'm not fucking with Brock Lesnar. Then Brock Lesnar rolled right into SummerSlam and squashed Cena, and it didn't change nothing except the streak is intact. So that's the one time, man.
It's just, like I said, it's just weird. Like I said, some people are given things and they have to make it work, and some people can, some people can't. A bad gimmick can ruin your career.
No, it can't, bro. We've seen Max Moon, Damian Demento, Nails. Oh, these first ballot Hall of Famers.
Man, we know the
No,
Hall of Fame is politics. Get out of here.
Max Moon, Mr. Neon. He was
Get out of
he was
here.
he was
Get
like on the
out
first
of
episode
here.
of Raw. He was on the,
Yeah,
the
I
first
asked that
first
question
episode.
actually about the Hall of Fame. Like, does it really matter to some people? Because it's actually not a physical thing. But we talked to Sid, rest in peace. Last interview was here, and it meant something to him. We saw Vader campaigning for it. It meant something for him. It means something. But everybody doesn't get that. That's the rub right there, for real. When your career's
Hey,
over,
we got a hot tag with Booker T, and Booker T had 2 rings on. If he ain't mean nothing, he wouldn't have had them rings.
Booker T's a company man though, so.
He could have had on some just. He didn't have to have them
And
on all the
that
time.
I've always said Booker T is one person who I really believe literally fought and earned everything he got out of wrestling, because he was put in some not so top spots and he had to fight from that. And he said it himself. He was battling the race card in WCW, and Ron Simmons mentioned that to the Godfather, and we got that in the interview here on Attitude Era, where Godfather said why he didn't go to WCW, and it was something Ron Simmons told him. So I just always felt Booker T really earned, what he got, but some people it just get handed to.
I think that Hall of Fame thing, even though I was just joking about Max Moon, Damian Demento, and Nails, they're never more than likely we ain't gonna get in there. But yeah, the Hall of Fame, Paul Heyman even mentioned it. It means something because again, that's your legacy. Like a lot of wrestlers have passed away, and we're watching their kids and what I'm saying, family members put on. So I think the Hall of Fame always will mean something to people, even though there's scrutiny about the selection process. I ain't in them rooms. I don't know nothing about it. I just know there's some people on the
I don't
outside
think it
looking
is a
in.
selection process. It's like, hey, who do we want to put in this year? Who ain't in?
No, but I can't speak on it because I'm not in the like. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I, you know what I mean? Like, Sid's not in there, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Hall of said 2025.
Wallace, yes. But back with Raw, I had it as an 8. I think the women dominated this. I think Damian Priest looked good with Gunther. I think the the turn of Gunther to try to turn him, I feel like they're turning him face.
Yeah, they're trying. They're cleaning him up. Over the past few weeks, his promos have been cleaned up. He's not been as sharp on the mic. It's they're definitely trying to give us a baby face Gunther. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I like the shit talking
I like
Gunther.
arrogant, I just
Yeah.
like the arrogance because that arrogance fits what Imperium is.
Yeah, and that's where you're seeing the Ludwig Kaiser problem. Damian Priest comes out. Damian Priest, I mean, the crowd was on his side. They gave him a new entrance, logo type of shit. The music, like, they got him packaged. I think that title coming off Gunther at Survivor Series. I don't see him holding on to it no longer. Back to the drawing board a little bit and turning him face. He'll go against Ludwig Kaiser, but
Get rid of Imperium?
yeah. Yeah, I don't think you need it anymore if you're not gonna have Gunther talking shit. You already dropped it down to two people, and Ludwig Kaiser's having problems with Gunther. Gunther don't want to talk that shit.
And
So
God bless Vinci, man.
yeah, they packed this man up already. I haven't. Where has he been?
He was packed up when his repackage happened.
Yo, Vinci is gone. Like, he's not off the roster gone, but you had him lose to Apollo Cruz
Roll up
twice,
on his debut. Yeah,
and
I
he
don't
got
know what's
squashed.
going on, but it's what I do like about what's happening with the shows. We're getting different. The production is different. We're getting different camera angles. We're getting different spots. We're getting a lot of backstage stuff, which that was a big attitude. Everything backstage, in the parking lot, in the dressing room, in a hotel, in the grocery store, at the hospital. So,
Yeah,
which I think is cool. Speaking of attitude era, if you haven't seen it, the man who is the attitude era, Vince Russo. We just dropped an interview with him yesterday. So when you're done watching this recap, go check out the Vince Russo interview. It's nice. It's a good interview. Like, it's a good interview. Vince Russo, he goes in on a few things. Jim Cornette caught a few strays. His time in WCW, and he said he's better than 80, 90% of the roster. We talked about a lot of stuff with him. Him and DNA sat down. So check out the Vince Russo interview. It's up now. But yeah, it's been a little attitude era with a lot of stuff they're doing, which I'm okay with. So,
hey,
because
we
going
talked
into
about that with Bronson
Netflix, you got to
Reed.
get that edge, and that was the edgiest time in wrestling was the Attitude Era. So you got to get that edge because you're gonna have the freedom. Now I don't know what that freedom is gonna be like. Everybody's still wondering what's that Attitude Era. I mean, what's the Netflix era? It's gonna be because it's what we want to do. It's what we want to do. What we want to say.
It's funny. Take away the cameras. Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns had an interview about 6 weeks ago on some politics stock channel type shit. It was on the news basically, but they talked about that. And Roman and Paul Heyman mentioned something about it probably ain't gonna change much, because you already have a fan base grown into this. They're not about to. The way he was talking about it made it seem like they're not about to just turn on Netflix and be like, "F this, F that." You think you want to F
Oh
me?
no
Da,
no
da.
no 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 no
You know,
no
I
no.
don't think that's gonna happen. But they'll use it where it need. Like when The Rock came back, he was like, "Remember, they're like, all right, Rock, we're off the air." He's like, fuck that." And, certain wrestlers will get the nod when the time calls for it. And that's what Paul Heyman was saying specifically. If the feud escalates to that point, remember, who was Seth Rollins beefing with? They was talking about the divorce, Matt Riddle, and they got personal on that. And it was
Bro,
like
bro, bro, bro. I
they
like
took it,
Riddle. I love
they
Matt
took it
Riddle. I ain't gonna
far.
hold you. Riddle was fire.
They took it far. I don't trust a man with no shoes. Him and Solo Sikoa,
I
like
don't trust a man with no mustache.
you trust Dom?
Mysterio?
Yeah, he got a mustache.
Yeah, he got a mustache. I said man that don't have a mustache.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you would trust Dom because Dom got a
Oh
mustache.
yeah, I trust Dom. Yeah, that's my guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, there
yeah.
you go. There you have it.
We all street
But yeah, I think the move to Netflix will be good. I think for Raw purposes, a couple stars will definitely benefit from this. Drew McIntyre, he's proven it on the mic. He can be top tier. So if he
Well, you
needs to
still
drop
have
the F
to enter
bomb,
the thing about it. We're thinking about it as okay, the crowd at home, but it's a arena full of people that they still have to cater to, which is kids, it's older
oh yeah,
people.
yeah,
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 you. So I think what's going to
yeah.
happen is we may get different match types and match styles. We may start seeing things we never seen. We just saw Kevin Owens hit a power drive on Randy Orton. So we might start seeing things we haven't seen in a while, which, is a lot within 1997 to the year, 2002 that they can pull
2000, yeah.
from. Because guess what? If it worked, do it again.
Right. Candy Merriman, I see you in the chat. Cody does it stay with. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Vinny, what up? Vinny agrees with RG. He said Matt Riddle was my dog.
Riddle,
Um,
he could wrestle. It was something about the UFC talent. They just take to wrestling.
well, if the background comes in, you know what I'm saying, the grappling and stuff, then ooh,
Because
we could
Ronda
like I
Rousey had
remember.
one of the best debuts ever.
Mm, I don't know about that. Best? Oh, one. Well, you said one of the best, so
Yeah, I ain't say
you can
the
put her up
best.
there.
Yeah, Shayna had a hell of an NXT run. Riddle just took to wrestling beautifully.
Yeah, he
Kurt
just gotta
Angle.
he gotta keep. Oh yeah, Kurt was a monster.
And think
You
about the
just gotta
man
keep
who the man who kicked all this off. The world's most dangerous man, Ken
that
Shamrock.
Shamrock. Yeah, Dan Severn was right behind him too, and he was dope. People forget Owen broke his neck too.
Dr.
You
Det,
know,
Steve Williams, all those guys were,
mm,
NFC guys. I mean NFC. Thinking about the Saints. Oh Lord. Um,
Kane's
UFC
debut
guys.
was lit.
Huh?
Kane, Zell talking about Kane's debut was lit. If you want to do top end, like since
Oh,
you
that's the
brought up
best
Ronda
debut
Rousey,
ever. Best debut, best storyline in WWE.
I think Kane is top three. He might be the best because honestly, you're right. It's hard to top that shit. That shit
That
paid
Kane
off.
debut, the story, the storyline, the build up, it was
That payoff was fire. Ripping the door off the fucking hinges. Golly.
Mankind had a great debut too. But again, that's tied to your boy Undertaker. Undertaker had a lot of
Like
help.
I think Mankind's debut was just really low key. Jericho's up there. Jericho's up there. Um, yeah, Vinny, Kane, and Y2J. They're up there. Whew.
Break the walls down.
Honestly, I still like to put Vader in there. Vader was getting vignettes, the Mastodon, and when it
Well, the
finally
the
came,
the the best and biggest debut might be Hogan being the third man.
nah, yes, it's definitely up there. Like,
We're just talking
okay,
WWE, but that Hogan third
if
man
you
turn
if you want to talk about all time,
that could have
I
went
think
bad.
one of the best ones, low key, is Scott Hall going to WCW. You know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. And that shit was sparks
You
fly.
said the
Like that was
big man and the medium sized man.
yo, yeah, that was fire. I don't think they're gonna was AJ Styles debut at the Royal Rumble something that we
Yeah,
can compare?
yeah. I mean, it was AJ Styles' debut was probably more shocking than anything
Right.
because I argue the fact AJ Styles is the Snoop Dogg of wrestling. He is the most recognizable, but he was a
What?
champ. He was a champion everywhere.
Okay.
He was TNA. He was New Japan. He making the way to WWE. Though AJ Styles was arguably the most well-known, popular wrestler in the world, recognizably. But that I never thought I would see him debut at the Royal Rumble like that, and people know who he was. That was a big deal. Like AJ
Yeah, it
Styles
was a
in the
big deal.
WWE ring was a huge deal.
It was a big deal. I think Y2J will forever have the best entrance. Okay, bet. CM Punk being the fifth man, it can happen. That's Joey Savage. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. CM Punk is the wild card. If Seth Rollins turns down, if Braun Breaker turns down,
I
which
think
I
we
expect.
have to have CM Punk return at some point because you just have to keep wrestling if you're wrestling.
Yeah, and he left for no. I'm not gonna say no reason. He just wanted to take the break. He put on a
Nah,
great match.
he deserved that break because him and Drew went at it for months, like damn near a
Yeah,
year.
he picked his schedule up tenfold too because don't forget he start. Remember he was scheduled to go on NXT once, but he went like 3 weeks in a row. So he was,
I think
hopping
that
back
was
and forth.
to save face from him not doing main roster stuff, but it's still work. You still got to work and travel and prepare and you know.
Yeah, and he got to give the rub a little. I mean, Trick Williams don't need a rub, but like what I'm saying, he got to raise Trick Williams' hands, be the special referee down there, do some things with some of the like he was them last couple weeks before that Hell in a Cell. He was working, he was grinding. But him being the fifth man is perfect. It sets you up for however you want to do it, and they teased it when Paul Heyman went to him specifically and said, "Help! I asked you one
It
favor."
it could work. I
He-
would rather see Punk than Cody.
yes, yes. Cody's got his hand. Him leaving in an ambulance with Randy better be him going after Kevin Owens. The problem is that's again your champion is chasing challengers. That's never really looked good, which also snubs Cody's run. I wouldn't be mad if they took it off him in some surprise shit, and Kevin Owens was the new like, holy shit, I ain't see that coming. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I'd be happy. Do it, do it. A Triple H, do it. You know what I mean? And then Kevin Owens can go on Twitter and do his rants. And
I
then
don't know
if you
what's
want,
going
you
on.
can look.
Did he resign? Because I know his contract was up. I don't know what's going
I
on with
thought
Kevin.
so too, but the dirt sheets, as they call them in wrestling, I haven't seen nobody talk about it saying he had resigned. So I don't know.
Yeah, what
They
else
got Saturday
happened
Night Main
tonight?
Event.
We had
You
trying
got
to
Pure Fusion Collection getting their ass bust by Damage
the
Control.
baby face damage control. They turned damage control.
Dakota Kai came back and had her Pure Fusion
Team
Collection
kick,
is
baby,
shot.
team kick, man. Oscar. When is the return of Oscar gonna be?
WrestleMania,
Think so? Maybe Rumble.
maybe
Oscar and
Rumble.
Charlotte Flair, or they like, yeah, y'all can have that.
The Studleys, yo, Vinny, the Studleys is shot. OTC fifth man, Cody Solos fifth man. OTC fifth man is Cody. Solos is KO. Ezell, I hope that's not true because that's a waste. Like, give Cody a chance to separate because again,
Here's
you're
the
in
thing:
Roman's shadow.
if Cody's not tied to the Bloodline, what is he tied to?
He should be tied to the championship. Go watch the Vince Russo interview. I'm not gonna drop no jewels from it. Just go watch it. Just go watch it. I'm just gonna say that because there's certain aspects of this he's talking about, and from a writer standpoint, I completely get it. Like your hero, right? If I tie him to the bloodline, and the bloodline is super over, but he's not over, I don't know what's going on, man. I mean, I do, but I don't. I
I
just don't
wouldn't
like
be
it.
mad if Sammy turned in the match. That'll be fire.
I would that. I mean, Roman dogged him. Roman dogged. It makes sense. Roman dogged you.
And
He
Sammy
never
did kick him in the
apologized,
face. Sammy did kick him in the face. So,
and all you did was put up ones, and then there was never an apology given. Like
because they
Roman
were
got off.
too buddy tonight. Jay and Sammy, they too buddy.
And that goes to what you say. If Sammy splits, it now creates a divide in the OG bloodline again. Like, what the fuck? You this your man's? This is
Again,
what I told you we went family. I
again,
told you
same
we.
thing. We've been here before.
Yeah,
We'll see. I just know that Tama Tonga and Tama Loa are they're Tama Tonga is great.
I agree, 100%.
Tamaloa, he's been improving. He's been debuting new finishes at house shows. He's working. He's putting in the work.
He's
So
working. I did see that.
he's
I
working.
just think.
So
I
it's
just think
it's
your man's
Solo.
talking.
It's something about Solo. I just can't put my finger on it, but it just don't click for me.
I think he stepped up. He's just not where he needs to be. Jacob 5'2" is where Solo needs to be. Solo ain't Jacob, but you see Jacob, he's like, "Hey, dummy," you know what I'm saying? He get to talking to Roman like that's what we want to see. They didn't do a Solo Seth face off. They do a Jacob Seth. They did Jacob
And
Bron. They
whoever
did
that was posted that story about Jacob, that news channel and that organization. The apology needs to be as big as the disrespect was. They try to
yeah.
make it seem like Jacob Fatu ran off with them people money, and he did not. So that story about Jacob Fatu stealing two,
That was
three thousand
wild.
dollars, not showing up for a booking was not true. He reached out to the people, tried to pay them back. Think he believed he did pay them back.
Oh, he did pay him back.
Somehow they made a news story saying Jacob Fatu stole money and didn't show up
But
at from a wrestling promotion. So
yo,
that's
I
not
was
true. And we have an interview with Jacob Fatu right on Azrael Podcast. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
I ain't gonna lie. If that would have been true, I would have been like, "Yo, Jacob, you gotta do something." But the fact that they said Jacob was like, "No, I paid them their money back. Go check it." Then people check their oh shit, yeah, he did. We must have overlooked it.
You
That's
don't
wild because
overlook
you can
$3,000 popping up into your bank account.
yeah, y'all ain't
If
that big to be
somebody send me
overlooking shit.
30 right now, I know. So if somebody send me 3,000, I know.
Yo, Zell is wild. Zell talk about Rock filming Hancock too with Will Smith. And his name is Big Baby Oil. Big Baby Oil. But yeah,
Dwayne the
feel
Baby
free.
All Johnson, Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah.
What
Feel free to kill
Rock Moana 2's coming out. That's all I know. I don't know what the
and
Rock.
Red One. And Red One. He got two movies dropping. Red
I
One
don't
is a Christmas movie.
I
Uh
okay.
it's, what's that say? Asuka. Asuka. I can't read that fast. Asuka should come back as a heel and turn on damage control. Um
Asuka should have always been a heel. Asuka, Io Shirai, what they did in Japan was beautiful work, and they should do that in the WWE.
yeah, we fire. I wouldn't be mad at
Kana,
it.
we know him as Kana. Kana with the black, yeah, Kana was wild. But I don't know how
Um
much longer we're gonna have Asuka. Asuka's not she's not a young lady
she ain't no spring chicken.
by wrestling
Right.
standards. So again, that's my thing. I think the WWE's running into a problem going into Netflix because me and you talked about this. The women's side of this, they could
Snatch.
close their eyes and pick a star. But the men's side of this, I don't know who's going to be the next person to carry the company. Chat, we talked about this before. People that's new to the chat, who do you think when Randy retires, KO goes away, Punk goes away, Roman's slowing down. His schedule is thinning out. You know, when these top stars go away, who do you think is going to be next in line to take over and handle the company? I always thought that about basketball, right? When Michael Jordan was gone, Kobe was gone, LeBron popped up. And I was thinking, yo, who is going to be next after LeBron? And now we got John Morant, Anthony Edwards, you know, a lot of the young guys hooping. And, you know, so who do you think when the people we know and love as the elder statesmen, the OGs, start to retire and leave their boots in the ring next? We said Brian Breaker's a star.
I think you got Braun Breaker. I think you got Damian Priest. I think the Usos are going to be the guys that always get up there, but they don't win the titles. Even though he won an Intercontinental title, but I'm talking about world titles. I don't think you're going to put a title on either one of them. Um, Intercontinental titles, yes.
Speaking
I
of,
want to
yeah,
say
chat, let
Dom,
us
but I feel
y'all
like
think about that. Speaking of, we didn't get to talk about this. You are the secondary title man. There needs to
yeah.
be secondary titles. This person should go for the secondary title. We have a women's United States championship now. HP. Who are you putting that title on?
Um, it has to be someone with a good work rate that can
I
wrestle.
got my pick already.
I I would call Natalia because one, she has a name. I would let her run at least the first 6 months, no matter what she was winning.
I think Natty
Um,
need a big title run, at least one more.
that's what I'm saying. Give her at least 6 months.
I'm
At
talking about
least
the
6 months.
big belt, the face of the company.
I just don't think they're gonna. I agree with you. I just don't feel like they're gonna do it. But you need somebody reputable to hold to be your first. Should be. And when you look at the women's,
You know
like
who my pick is already. Guess.
when I look at the men's, who you pick?
Guess. How well do you know me?
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. Once you said how well do you know me, I was like, it's got to be Chelsea Green.
I I I I I love Chelsea Green. I like her work. I
Here's
like her on the mic.
here's
She's
my problem with Chelsea.
charismatic. Chelsea
Here's my problem.
Green,
You got her getting beat up every time she get in the ring.
and that's the
Then all of a
problem.
sudden she wins. Now you know what I'm saying? It's like
She's a
damn. It's like
comedy act.
Solo.
She's become a comedy act, but she also had a big debut at Royal Rumble. I think she was at the WrestleMania that year. She came in very hot. So,
Yeah, I think that's the Solo problem. Solo lost 34 straight matches, and
but he
everybody,
got
motherfuckers on.
he got 2-3 title matches that he just said I want. And you know, Cody let anybody hit. So
Yeah, chill out, bro. Yo, yeah, I ain't gonna deny it because Cody out here looking. Cody out here thirsty, looking for champions,
look,
championships
you
with
should
this guy.
not be looking for
He's,
competition as a champion.
he's
Unless you ran through the roster, you beat everybody, and then you
yo,
say, I'm
chill out,
looking.
yo. Cody will let anybody hit. Oh shit, that's funny as hell.
That's just where
Hashtag
we at.
Cody will let.
That's just where we at.
Oh
Unfortunately.
man. Charlotte Flair is still the bar. Charlotte Sasha Banks gonna happen. Charlotte is the bar, but Charlotte's bar is old. I think if you are gonna put a
Damn.
U.S. title on
Charlotte's bar is old.
Charlotte's, the bar is old. She can go out there and fight regular people like the champions, like they did the Jade face off. But if you bring her down to this is the problem I hate with the world titles, and they did this for a long time when Roman was holding the titles hostage. When you take someone who's a world champion in their prime, they can't win their title, so you knock them down to the mid tiers. Well, what does that do for all the Montez Fords? What does that do for all the because that's the title they're supposed to be working towards. Break from tag teams, go into this. If you just systematically watch how WWE has done it in the years, Sean's, your Brett's, you know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like
that was the thing about the Attitude Era. You had a lot of talent, a lot of stars, but there was a hierarchy. You knew Crash Holly, rest in peace, wasn't gonna win the big belt. You might have believed it, but you felt he could win the European belt. He could win the IC belt. He hardcore. That
no.
hardcore title, people tuned in to see that.
Check check this out. Along with that hardcore title, right? When you think back to the Attitude Era and a little bit before the Attitude, the new generation or whatever, right? Those Intercontinental champions are Hall of Famers, first ballot, and most of them never won world titles. Goldust in his prime was a killer. Like, holy
He
shit,
should have.
Gold. You're right, Goldust
He should have had
never
a.
won.
He should have had a title run.
Go again, Razor Ramon. You know what I mean? Now they fought for world titles. Goldust fought the Undertaker back when Undertaker was going against Mankind. They had this whole little feud. He even did some ladder matches with Shawn Michaels on the
I think
house circuit.
sometimes the characters, again, we talk about that a lot here. The character can be bigger than the career. You have a show
Goldust's
about it. It's
character
called Near
sucks now,
Fall, where
but
you talk about people who did not. Lex Luger, Jake the Snake. These were household names. These
yeah,
were gods in territories. But in WWF, they weren't Hogan. You wasn't Hogan, Macho Man, Andre. You
I ain't getting it.
you ain't even sniffing the panties. But Cody gonna let anybody hit.
Today's yo,
And see, when I said there should be more titles, people always give me pushback and say, no, you don't need a light heavyweight, and no, but you do need other things for people to chase. That's why the Heritage Cup is beautiful that they're doing that, right? Give them the Heritage Cup. They created a title and a whole match and pay-per-view for Crown Jewel. You should be doing that with the regular roster. Create something for other people to chase as well. Give them a ring, give them a cup, give them something. It's because the roster on the women's side is stacked. The men's is a lot of talent over there, but it's a huge gap though from where the mids to the top. In the Attitude Era, the gap wasn't that big. It was a lot of talent in the Attitude Era, but they found a way to make it work, and they found a way to make stories work that weren't attached to championships.
I would go with
Like
that.
the Drew CM Punk thing, that was a fan made bracelet that somebody gave CM Punk, and it became a big
A
deal.
thing.
Now it wasn't
Yeah.
like when the Big Boss Man ran over the Big Show dad's grave with him on the coffin. That's a little different. But
Go back.
didn't
Go back.
who had the dog? It was the Big Boss Man grinded up the dog and fed somebody their dog.
No, Vince will let anything
Attitude Era
happen.
was wild.
Yeah. Zell, I think I agree, but I just don't want to see Charlotte go down. There's so much talent.
What's Zell said? You know, I don't see the comments.
Uh Basically that if Charlotte wins that title and at WrestleMania she goes against a surprise opponent. Now, obviously he's wishing on the
If
start with this one, but
Charlotte wins
he
it,
wish it was Sasha Banks, which that would be crazy. But
if Charlotte wins it, I think that gives it somewhat of a rub, but it would have to be a NXT girl or somebody that got some kind of movement to take it from her in a big match, and that'll make it kind of mean something then. But I don't know where you
that
put
happens.
Charlotte when Charlotte returns.
You got Liv Morgan is got a lot going on. It seems like with really little going on. Now that
She has a little going on in the ring. That's a lot going on outside of the ring.
yeah, Rhea Ripley being out, she's derailed with no real contender in sight. And they did the battle royal, to set that up for her. But
But EO won, right? Like
EO won, yeah, EO won. So
that's
you're gonna
not
get EO
going
Sky
to.
versus Liv Morgan.
But see, even
The
in a
only
battle
forward,
royal, that's when you have a surprise that you don't expect, right? Because that's that opportunity for that person. Like I think this is my one chance in this thing, and EO is not a bad choice, but it could have been somebody else.
well, I think they also set up the Bianca Jade like potential rivalry. I think going into Survivor Series, we're gonna get some sort of Diesel Shawn Michaels where one of them storming out against the other one, and they're
What would
still
be
champions.
fire is if Liv said, "You know what? I'm bored. I'm tired of this main roster thing. I'm gonna go see what's going on in NXT. Just go down there and cook for a little bit."
She'll never do it. If she did it, I wouldn't say shit. I'd be like,
They
hey,
had Becky,
Tuesday
they
night,
had Becky
I'm be
down
just
there.
like this.
They had
You know
Becky
what I mean?
down there. Becky was kind of
You
lost
think
in the sauce. Like they didn't know what to do with her at one point.
the who?
Becky went down there, but that was at the point where they was just trying to find something for her to do. And I don't
Yeah, I
want
think
that for Liv, because without this Dominic Mysterio story, it would be
no,
nothing
no, that's
going on.
not going nowhere. That shit sell T-shirts. It ain't going nowhere.
I saw
Live
like
Dominic in a
9 out of
cell.
the top 10 T-shirts was like Bloodline, OTC merch and stuff. So that's crazy.
Well, you got OTC's in there. You got Cody's in there. Main event Jey Uso still in the top 10. But keep in mind, Liv, Morgan, and Dom draw TV ratings. It just is.
Because
It just
that's the soap opera side of wrestling.
yeah, and they're
That's
gonna keep
the
it going. Hey,
reality
they're gonna
show.
milk.
That's the TV show. That's the guys are fawning over Liv and people want to punch Dom in the face for no
Yeah.
reason because Dom's a cool dude.
Hey, it's getting to that point. It's getting to that point. You got to break up the Judgment Day. Then Dom has a new beef with Finn Balor, and then see the weird part with these male female relationships is what does the female do? You know, like Final Testament beefing with the Wyatt Six tonight. We saw that Wyatt Six and got taken out by Final Testament with the Miz, but there's no girl for Nikki Cross to go against.
Well,
So you're
Scarlett, but Scarlett doesn't wrestle.
yeah, so it's like what's Nikki gonna do? She's gonna be on the outside looking creepy with the mask, walking
Nikki
around
gonna
just
show up, get paid, then go to Whataburger.
Cody
In the
let
words
anybody
of the late great Young Dolph, get paid, get paid.
Cody let anybody hit. That's crazy. Easy. He said they couldn't
Bruno
put some
San
panties or
Martino was champion for what, 8 years or something
eight
crazy like
years.
that?
They
You
talk
think
about
he was
Roman holding
begging
the belt.
people to fight him?
Yeah, facts. Facts.
And see, that's what
That's crazy.
makes the title prestigious. Can't anybody touch this? Can't anybody have this?
Who is
So
texting me? They don't know I'm live?
that's I heard Dustin Rhodes contract is up at AEW too. So
I wouldn't mind seeing him come back over. Not as Gold Dust. Don't give me Gold Dust. I don't care if
I think
he's
he's too old for Goldust. I think I think what you do is you give him an Uncle Howdy type moment where he sits down in the mirror and he's looking at Goldust and he's talking to himself. Then he breaks the mirror. Then he's like, I'm Dustin. And then that's how you establish who he is and what he's going to do. I don't need a lot in from him in ring. I might need him and Cody in a tag against maybe that'd be a perfect tag for Bloodline, Cody and his brother. So
I think to get Cody hot, like you said, and then you have Dustin turn on him off of jealousy. And then that'll buy the people some time. That'll buy Cody some time to get this thing off because you've always been my little brother. You think you're somebody. I made you, even though you couldn't get over. Goldust is a two-time IC champion. Stardust is still that guy begging on the inside. Like, you know what I'm saying?
because Dustin
There's a
is a great
dynamic there
heel.
for
He's a great heel
yeah,
because he's
it's still a
believable.
dynamic.
He's believable when he says, and he's been in the matches he's had in AEW, solid. He's
I
in
wouldn't
a
mind seeing it.
yeah, nice little return, a return that leads to a Hall of Fame induction because Dustin Rhodes should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes. Yes. His Goldust character was before its time, and it was so different. It was so crazy, bro. I'll
Goldust
never. You know
doing
it's
it for
crazy. The
cash.
whole
Some of that
Hollywood.
stuff was wild though. He was
Yeah,
Fat Life and
absolutely.
kink friendly. He was LGBT. He was sub
Hey,
dom.
and they was, and you had wrestlers who was like, I ain't fucking with him. And then on top of that, the whole Hollywood backlot brawl with Roddy Piper
This
was
man
seen zero zero
said
one.
he was willing to get breast implants for this character. Now I know a lot of y'all got jobs. I don't know how committed to your job you are,
Ain't no
but you're
way.
not getting breast implants for your job unless you got a job that you might benefit from breast implants. But Dustin Rhodes, Dustin Runnels, Cody brother, Dusty's son, said he was going to get some breast implants. and wrestle with them as Goldust. He should be in the Hall of Fame just for that. And I know somewhere Vincent Kennedy McMahon liked that idea, knowing what I know about him
Yo, Cody will let anybody hit.
now. And Dustin won breast implant. Them Dusty kids.
Oh
Rest in
my
peace to the
god.
legend. Rest in peace to Dusty Rhodes, man.
Yes.
One of the wrestlers who made the most out of the least.
Oh,
Dusty did a
shit.
lot with a
I gotta
little.
chill. That's crazy. I'm good tonight, y'all. Yo, I'm good. That shit
You done?
crazy.
You done? That's how we gonna end. Cody let anybody hit. That's the title of the video. Cody will let anybody hit, and Goldust want breast
Oh my god.
implants.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Yo,
Ricochet, put the
man.
phone down. Stop tweeting. Somebody tell
Oh,
Rico stop tweeting, man. Ricochet
oh
wilding.
my god.
Did you see
That's the
Samantha
funniest
Irvin
shit.
make a tweet say, "Is it too late to come back?"
Yeah, she bugging. You already turned heel. I don't even want to see you. I think you're over. I don't want to say overrated, but I think you were over, and then you put yourself under. Like you were
She
over.
tried to
Like
go
people
see
loved
what
you.
was out there and realized it's a different world outside of the WWE. If that's true, that's what I would believe if that was to happen. But like I say, eventually they all come home. WWE, that's it. But you know, but yeah,
Oh,
Ricochet tweet is crazy. His tweets are more entertaining than his matches now.
I think he just wanted freedom. I think, and this is what Montez Ford is talking about, where he's recently talked about he's frustrated. So I get
Frustrating.
it for Ricochet, even though we're like, man, you could have, you, yeah, y'all killing me in the chat. That's funny. Old oil dust coming to an everything near you. Y'all funny.
Oh,
Uh,
dust.
I don't think that. I just think he wanted the freedom. And WWE, Bobby Lashley just said the same thing. Once the new creative team was, mm-mm.
So who is the new creative team? Are they talking about Triple H or TKO?
So in the quote it
Or
says
The Rock?
him.
It's The
It
Rock.
said him. Could be, but it says him. I assume him is Triple H. Triple H
Mhm.
always gets all fingers pointed at him, no matter what. So it's like, but it could be Bruce Pritchard. It could have been like, you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, people always gonna point at Triple H. So, point finger
Well,
at Triple H. I don't
he's
know.
the face of the company, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's the person you know. You know Paul Triple H Levesque, and
Mhm.
that's it. But I think that's all
Yeah.
we got for the night. HP. HP ain't gonna do nothing but laugh at Cody for the
I'm
rest of the
definitely
night.
about to edit this shit and add that shit. Hashtag Cody will let anybody hit. Dog. Oh my God. Yeah, it's a good one. It's been yo.
I'm a fan. I'm just,
Yo. Oh my God. Who's getting a
But
title
thank y'all
shot
for
this week?
tuning in, man. Attitude Era Podcast, Monday Night Raw Recap. We do this every Monday, every Tuesday, and every Friday during the main event of the weekly WWE shows. We go live. On Wednesday, we drop original content. On Thursdays, we drop content. We drop content like every day during the week. So you got to hit the notification button so you can know when we dropping content. We just dropped the Vince Russo interview Sunday. That's normally how we start the weeks for those of you who are new here. We normally start the weeks with an interview on Sunday, recap on Monday, recap Tuesday, original content on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday recap, and if it's a PLE or event going on, we do predictions and then we recap that as well. So anything WWE related show wise, we go live during the main event. We have some exclusive membership content, premium stuff we're working on. We gathering. Look, for those who are in the memberships, is on the way. WWE been hitting us with some crazy. We can't do this, can't do that stuff, but we gonna figure it out. We going
I
to
almost had
figure
a
it.
near fall for near fall. You know what I mean?
So, but yeah, we drop a lot of content. We have some great interviews lined up. Some in the past that you haven't seen. We got Bret Hart going back from as recent as Trick Williams to as far back as Ted DiBiase, Marty Jannetty. We got Jacqueline. Hey, we got Samantha Irvin. We got Bret Hart. Rest in peace. We got the last interview of Psycho Sid. We are added to her, right? We got D'Lo Brown, Godfather, Val Venus. I mean, the list goes on. Mankind, Kane, Kurt Angle, Booker T, all interviews right here on Added to Her podcast. So check out those interviews. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm the Archie Carter. That's King HP. DNA is somewhere busy working on something. Z the Dropout just had a battle, and Gamaj just was hanging with Paul Heyman at big events. So the guys are out working, but you're gonna probably see HP and Archie Carter doing the weekly things, and you see those guys when you see those guys. But this is Add to Era Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Hope this week is good to you and good for you, and we will see y'all tomorrow night during the NXT recap during the main event. So, peace. Cody,
Hit
stop
that
letting everybody
subscription
hate
button on the way out. See you, bud. Appreciate it.
me.